I'm Tara.
I'm Regine.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Anthony.
And today we're going to be teaching you about the nervous system. And Dylan's going to read our learning targets.
So the learning targets are: recognize that there are two divisions of the nervous system, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Identify the major structures of the brain and how they function. Identify, draw, and label a neuron and its structures.
So first we're going to go over this diagram of a neuron and point out some of the main parts and their functions. These are the dendrites. I can't show you right here. The dendrites receive stimulation in order for the cell to become active. They conduct electrical messages to the neuron cell body for cell to function. This is the cell body right here. And it's the spherical part of a neuron that contains the nucleus, and it connects to the dendrites, which bring information to the neuron, and the axon, which sends information to other neurons.
This is the nucleus. The nucleus stores the cell's hereditary material, or DNA, and it coordinates the cell's activities, which includes growth, intermediary metabolism, protein synthesis, and reproduction.
This is the nucleolus. The nucleolus makes ribosomal subunits from proteins and makes rRNA.
Next we have the Nissl bodies, which is right here. And it's granular body found in neurons. It's the site of protein synthesis.
So this is the axon hillock. The axon hillock is a plasma membrane that generates nerve impulses.
This is the axon, and it transmits information to different neurons, muscles, and glands.
This is the neurolemma, these little sections of things, but it's not actually a section, it's the outside casing of it. So the neurolemma is something that surrounds the axon of the neuron. Next is Schwann cell, so it's one of the little sections of circular thing. And if damage occurs to the nerve, they aid in digestion of the axons. Next is the node of Ranvier, so it's like the little section in between the little circular things. You can't really see it, but it's this part where it's not a circle. And it is a periodic gap in the insulating sheath, myelin sheath, on the axon of certain neurons that serves to facilitate the rapid conduction of nerve impulses. Next is the terminal branches. They're right here. They're the little arm things that branch out, and they help speed up neural impulses. The last thing we're going to go over on this is the axon terminals, which is the end of those little branch things, and they release the neurotransmitters of the presynaptic cell. Okay, so now we're going to go over the diagram of a brain and its major structures and their functions.
Okay, so first we have the frontal lobe, which is right here. Its motor function is problem solving, memory, language, judgment, impulse control, and social behavior. And then we have the brain stem, which is right here, and it controls flow of marriage between brain and the rest of the body, plus controls breathing, swallowing, heart rate, blood pressure, and consciousness. And then we have the cerebellum, which is right here. It coordinates posture, balance, coordination, speech, receives info from spinal cord and other parts of the brain.
The parietal lobe is on the top, it's up here, and it interprets sensory information. The occipital lobe is on the back, and it is a visual processing center. And then the temporal lobe is on the side, and it is involved in auditory perception and also processes info into words. Thalamus is over here on top of the hypothalamus we're about to go over, and it relays sensory signals and regulates sleep, consciousness, and alertness. And then the hypothalamus is underneath this word right here. It's the bigger section, and it links nervous system to endocrine. So now we're going to pause the video, or your teacher's going to pause the video, and you're going to go over a word search and do it as fast as you can and get as many words as you can. And then in 10 minutes, your teacher will start the video again, and we will go over all the stuff we learned, and then you will do a little formative thumbs up check. so you should have done your word search by now. So we're gonna go over just the main differences between the CNS and the PNS. So the CNS is like the brain and the spinal cord, and then the PNS is like nerves and like axons and stuff that like move the messages from like just your brain to your whole body and like get your nerves impulses to the rest of your body. I was saying the PNS is the part of the body that moves the messages, like the nerve impulses around. So they are like the neurons make up the PNS essentially. They conduct a message and it's called action potential. Okay, so we lost Anthony because he had to go, but thank you for watching our video. We hope it was somewhat helpful, and if you take Ms. Hallman's class next year, you'll learn all of the details about all the stuff that we just told you about.